A few weeks ago, you were named Time Magazine's Athlete of the Year when they asked you to define your year in one word. You said historic, but we think we can do better. If you could define it with 2 words, what would they be? 2 words. That's tough. I'd probably say life-changing. It's been a crazy year in the best way. Things changed really fast, as they tend to in today's world. With social media, people get to see so much of your life, which makes everything more exciting. And because of that, I've had so many amazing opportunities. It's wild to think that a year ago today, I was just starting my senior year in college. Now, picture this. You've just finished your college career, walked across the stage, diploma in hand, feeling on top of the world. Then suddenly, boom, you're thrust into the WNBA spotlight. For A'ja Wilson, this transition has been challenging, almost like a nightmare. But here's where it gets interesting. Is it just me, or do some WNBA players come across as a bit too full of themselves? A'ja Wilson, for instance, seems to have a lot of complaints about the toughest schedule in American sports. Spoiler alert, it's not that tough. Caitlin Clark, on the other hand, is out here changing the game and calling her year life-changing in her latest interview. Caitlin is speaking up about her rookie year and the jump from college to the pros, while A'ja seems to be stuck in her complaints. So the question is A'ja right? Or is Caitlin just built differently? Maybe A'ja is just a little too soft. Let's dive into this. When asked about the stress of being a professional athlete, Caitlin said, yeah, for sure. The thing with professional sports is everyone thinks their schedule is the toughest. And she has a point. It's not just about the challenges they face on the court. The lifestyle and pressure are intense for everyone in the sport. But while some players complain, others, like Caitlin, seem to thrive in the spotlight. Is A'ja just having a moment, or is there something deeper going on? Some fans have pointed out that the transition from college to the pros can be tough, especially for rookies who've just finished a full college season. But let's be real, every pro athlete goes through this adjustment. A'ja Wilson, however, seems to have mastered the art of complaining. She's becoming the queen of delusion in some people's eyes. Does everyone feel the same way as she does? Not really. Caitlin Clark, the WNBA's Golden Girl and a record-breaking superstar, just broke her silence on this issue, and her response is definitely putting A'ja in her place. Let's take a moment to talk about Caitlin Clark. While some players are out here grumbling about tough transitions and the pressures of the spotlight, Caitlin is busy rewriting the playbook on how to dominate as a player. The wild thing is, she's facing the same challenges as everyone else, but her attitude is what sets her apart. Going from college to the pros is a short and intense journey, according to Caitlin. It's just the time span that's so weird about it. It's so short and condensed. You don't have much time, but at that point, it is what it is. Everybody has to deal with the same thing. That mindset is what helps Caitlin power through. There's no point in complaining. Everybody's dealing with it. It's not any different. Imagine this. You've just played in the national championship, and then, boom, you're drafted. Suddenly, you're packing up your life and moving to a new city. Oh, and did I mention you only get a week and a half of preseason camp? That's the whirlwind Caitlin stepped into. But instead of complaining, she's calling it life-changing. Reflecting on her rookie year, Caitlin says, I played in the national championship, then basically went straight to the draft. After that, you pack up and move. You don't even finish your senior year in college. And for you guys, you go to the combine, right? How long do you get to prepare for that? A few months. Then you get drafted and have some time to get acclimated to the new city. But for us, camp is just a week and a half. And Caitlin's not just talking the talk, she's walking the walk. In her rookie year, she snagged Rookie of the Year honors and made the All-WNBA first team, a feat that hadn't been done in nearly 2 decades. Along the way, she also broke 62 records. So, how does Caitlin handle the pressure? Well, she has a refreshing take on it. I think it was good. You don't have time to overthink things. It's just boom, 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 on to the next. At the same time, you never really get to end the college chapter. You just leave. Maybe that's good though, because you don't have time to think about it. I think that's the weirdest part of women's professional basketball and college basketball too. Caitlyn's approach shows that she's not just built differently, she's embracing the challenges and turning them into opportunities. It's all about mindset, and Caitlyn is proving that she has the right one. It's not just about the change, it's about how you handle it. Caitlin Clark knows that's how it has to be. There's no room for whining or excuses. It's all about pure hustle, determination, and gratitude. But here's where it gets really interesting. While some players are complaining about the grind, Caitlyn is taking the mid-season break for the 2020 for Paris Summer Olympics in stride. The WNBA had to pause its season for the Olympic break, and Caitlyn saw it as an opportunity. I got a month off in the middle of the season, which I really needed. I'd been playing basketball for a whole year straight, so it was a much needed break. Now, let's be real. This is a huge difference from sports like the NFL or the NBA, where things don't slow down for such breaks. Caitlyn's acknowledging the challenge, but reframing it as an opportunity to rest, recharge, and bond with her teammates. It's all about perspective. What's even more impressive is how Caitlyn credits her success to the support of her veteran teammates. I had a lot of really good vets around me. I feel very grateful for that, she says. We had a fairly young team, but people had been through the grind recently, so they understood how I felt. Caitlyn's humble enough to recognize that being a rookie isn't easy. The pressure to perform is real, but she's not just surviving. She's thriving with the support of those who have been there before, and this approach is paying off. Caitlyn has cracked the code on how to be a rookie sensation while staying humble and hungry. She's not just excelling on the court, she's also making a massive impact off it. Fans are flocking to see her play, TV ratings are soaring, and the WNBA is suddenly the talk of the town. Caitlyn is single-handedly changing the game's landscape. Coming in as a rookie, you're trying to figure out a new environment, new teammates. You don't want to say too much, but you don't want to say too little. It's tough, so what's the secret to Caitlyn's success? How is her positivity reshaping the WNBA? It's simple. Caitlyn's showing that success and gratitude go hand in hand. She's proving that you can face tough challenges and still see them as opportunities for growth. And in a league like the WNBA, that mindset is exactly what it needs. She's not just playing the game, she's changing it. Where some veterans seem stuck in their ways, Caitlyn Clark is a breath of fresh air. She's inspiring a new generation of players and fans alike. Caitlyn acknowledges that, as a high-profile player, people expect a lot from her. In my scenario, and obviously for you guys too, people are already turning to you to be something or be someone, she says. It's hard to find your footing without doing too much, and I think that's what I struggled with early on. I didn't know what to say, how to say it, or how people would react. But while Caitlyn is out here figuring it out, A'ja Wilson is still not done complaining. No surprises there. Let's break it down. Remember when athletes used to dream about their sport getting more attention? Well, for the WNBA, that dream became a reality. The league's viewership hit record numbers in 2024, and you'd think everyone would be celebrating. But guess what? Not everyone's popping champagne bottles. This season of women's basketball has been exciting, and Caitlyn is loving the spotlight. But A'ja, on the other hand, isn't so thrilled. Remember when athletes used to dream about their sport getting more attention? Well, for the WNBA, that dream became a reality. The league's viewership hit record numbers in 2024, and you'd think everyone would be celebrating. But guess what? Not everyone's popping champagne bottles. This season of women's basketball has been exciting, and Caitlyn is loving the spotlight. But A'ja, on the other hand, isn't so thrilled. It was so much fun, but it was aggravating too, she admits. I'm not going to lie, it was super annoying sometimes. You constantly feel like you have to reprove yourself, like you have to go out and show, no, this is what you'll have been missing. It kind of took away the fun of the game because you felt like you had to defend yourself, defend who you are as a player, every single game. In a move that's left fans scratching their heads. A'ja called this increased attention super annoying. Yep, you heard that right. The spotlight that most athletes crave is something Wilson seems to resent. So what's her beef? It seems like Wilson's main issue is the constant need to reprove herself. But let's be real for a second, isn't that kind of the point of professional sports? To show up, game after game, and prove you're the best? You'd think that would be the challenge, but Wilson seems to see it differently. In a bizarre twist, Wilson's stance contradicts itself. On one hand, she's complaining about the attention, but on the other, she's admitting that people are starting to realize how elite the WNBA players really are. We're elite at what we do, she says, mixed signals anyone. It's clear that while Caitlyn is embracing the spotlight and turning it into a game-changing opportunity, A'ja is struggling to handle the attention she once longed for. But at the end of the day, that's what makes these two stars so different and so intriguing. So why is A'ja Wilson calling the increased WNBA attention annoying? Is it the pressure, the scrutiny, or something deeper? Maybe it's about control. When you're used to operating in a smaller bubble, suddenly having millions of eyes on you can be jarring. But isn't that growth? Isn't this exactly what the WNBA has been fighting for all along? Before Caitlin Clark, A'ja Wilson was the face of the WNBA. But once Caitlin came on the scene, everything changed. The ratings shot up, the viewers flocked in, and the sport began to see the spotlight it had long craved. Now, this isn't the case for everyone. Some WNBA stars are finding this new attention more of a headache than a blessing. So here's the million-dollar question. Are these growing pains actually stunting the league's growth? Let's break it down with some numbers. The fan base for women's basketball is growing at an impressive rate. People are showing up at stadiums, viewership numbers are on the rise, and fans are increasingly eager to wear WNBA player jerseys or buy their merch. It's all evolving in a very short amount of time. This shows that there's real opportunity here. But you know what they say, money talks, and in Caitlin Clark's case, it's shouting from the rooftops. She's signed deals with multi-billion-dollar brands like Nike, Gatorade, and State Farm. That's not pocket change. It's a clear sign that Caitlyn's performance and visibility are driving sales through the roof. While Caitlyn's cashing in, some of her fellow ballers are singing a different tune. The constant complaining about the attention they've long wanted isn't just annoying, it could actively hurt the league. Think about it, when fans hear their favorite players complaining about the attention they've been craving for years, how do you think that makes them feel? It's like inviting someone to your party and then complaining when they show up. Caitlyn, on the other hand, is grateful for the growth women's sports are experiencing, and fans are eating it up. We're talking about over 54 million unique viewers across various networks, a massive social media explosion. This isn't just growth, it's a full-blown revolution. Now, if you're a WNBA exec, who would you rather have as the face of your league? Someone who treats success like a burden, or someone who's riding the wave and bringing everyone along for the ride? It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that Caitlyn's positivity is going to translate into more ticket sales and more eyes on screens. But it's not just about individual players. This attitude difference could affect entire teams. Imagine being in the locker room with someone constantly complaining about the pressure. Now, imagine suiting up next to someone who's excited to be there. Which team do you think will perform better? Caitlyn's outlook is the kind that will push her team and the entire league forward. Meanwhile, the negativity could hold others back. As the WNBA grows, it's clear the future belongs to those who see challenges as opportunities, not burdens. So, which attitude is going to attract more fans? That's the real question here. After all, it's not just about the wins and points. It's about the joy you can bring to people. It's about inspiring young girls who will one day grow up and hopefully chase their dreams, just like the athletes they admire. The future of women's basketball isn't about whining. It's about embracing the spotlight and running with it, and leading that charge, none other than Caitlin Clark. While some players might feel the pressure, Caitlyn's out here changing the game, all with a smile on her face. And here's the exciting part. Experts are predicting big things for the WNBA in 2025. We're talking more media coverage, bigger endorsements, and an explosion of buzz around women's sports. At the heart of it all, Caitlin Clark's star power is set to shine brighter than ever. The contrast between Caitlyn's attitude and the old guard is clear. It's like night and day. While others complain about the attention, Caitlyn proves that a positive outlook can take you places. It's not just about playing the game anymore. It's about growing the game and inspiring the next generation. And that, my friends, is exactly what the WNBA needs to thrive. Do you agree? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out.